Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we'll continue our Warptorio series. So as you can see and as you can remember from last episode, we are still on the same planet. So that is actually very nice. Our biggest issue right now is pretty much that we're not producing enough advanced circuits and electric furnaces. So what I kind of want to do, since I still want to keep all of it inside the factory instead of just expanding out, let's try and clear out these solar panels and see if we can't support it all with our, what's it called, steam engines up top, because that will give us a bit more room in terms of getting a lot more fixed. So what I want to do now is pretty much fix our plastic situation. That is pretty much what's holding up our advanced circuits. So let's see if we can't design a setup. I had planned on doing it down here, but I'd rather not destroy this before I had the new setup up here. What I want to do is I want to have fuel in the middle. And then what's it called, production on the outside. So if you look here, if you want to do a plastic setup, that is pretty much what I'm going for. Then we can do one right here and we can do one right here and do double production. That is kind of what I'm going for. So just to show you, I think we need a few chemical plants because I haven't set that up anywhere. But look at this. This is pretty much the design I want to go with for now. And then we'll see if we can't make something somewhat usable that we can expand down and do all petroleum up here. So plastic. Do double of those. And this will pretty much just output whatever we need. So that is pretty much our plastic production doubled. We might need double of this. But yeah, we'll have to make sure that we don't just spend all the room on plastic. But yeah, that's one thing we'll have to keep an eye out if this can supply enough. So far it looks like it, and that means we can clean up some of the things we have down here. Because I kind of want to clean up this huge mess we have. So that's pretty much double our plastic production. The next thing I want to do, if we'll do it over here, I think, that is the double inputs for what's called sulfur. We could steal just one side of this petroleum, but I'd rather not. So if we look at a mix of water and petroleum, we can start that from the opposite side and see if we can't do a good setup for that. For that, I would like to do the same with it in the middle, but then we just need a double input. So that means we'll do something like what we have right here and just output on the opposite side, or run it in the middle and have them both, but I think one will be enough. And I'll show you why in just a second. So for that, we'll need petroleum in. We can just do it nice and easy up here. I think it fits in quite nicely right there. And then we'll do the water one right next to it, pretty much stealing that part. And doing the outputs like that. So if we do something like this, let's just get down the things we need here in the middle. Oops, right there. Then we should be able to filter in the water. And the easiest way to do that, let's see, this can go all the way up. This can go 1, 1, 2, and 1. We can't move up. It's much easier to control if you just keep it right here. So do this and that. And connect up the petroleum to that. That means we can do double sulfur if we want. and I might want that, but we'll just check in a minute. So that is our sulfur setup solved. And the reason why I'm leaving this spot here is so I can put in what's called more of this below. We could almost do it above. If we moved it down one, we could actually do one above as well. But that might be a bit too cramped, but we'll look at that sometime in the future. Let's also set up, what's it called? Some more chests. We will be able to fit in 2 right here. Oh, that was a very important power pole. But we should be able to set up 2. So you see right here, and then one right here. If you move this in, that's kind of what I'm trying to go for right now. And you'll just be active providers, because we need that in the rest of the base. Advanced circuits going. All of it is producing as fast as it can. We should be able to move this and do pretty much another setup like that. The 6-to-1. Or we may be already producing enough wire to support it all. Yeah, it seems so. We might want to clear out this as well, since it's kind of taking up a lot of room for no reason, and we can always just do this setup. But I mean, sulfur is fixed. That means we can move it from over here. Please remove that sulfur. That means we can remove this part. We can remove that part. We'll have to give this a bit of power. There we are. But that should make that work at least. What is the next thing we should fix? We pretty much sorted this over here now. By moving it up there, petroleum or plastics being made fast enough. So right now it's pretty much just advanced circuits holding us back, and that's just a lack of production. So let's see here. We could do some here in the middle and leave this for things up top. Do we have something else that needs... we need to make lubricant as well. Since we're making sulfuric acid, or we could actually move some solid fuel production up here and do lubricant at the same time. Do we have enough room for that? I don't know if that'll be too cramped. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing lubricant right here. Let's try and steal this little setup here, because if we do lubricant like that, running below, we can't. We need an output, so that's not an option. But it is an option to make it down here, or right on the edge here, like we're doing with this, just doing lubricant instead. I think that might work. Or we can start the opposite side here from the middle and make lubricant that way. Yeah, let's do that. I think that is the best solution. To take you, flip it to over here, pretty much just do the same setup like that. Could probably move it in towards the middle. Flip you around, please. Change you into lubricant out. Request that, and then we can do the 2 things we need up here. One of them is this right here. Would like to move. And then we can do lubricant the opposite side. Oh, I think that might work. So let's do that. So what if you go up here? And lubricant pretty much just means... oh, that's heavy oil. That was my mistake. Don't know how I messed that up, but then we can do lubricant the opposite way. The other side even. So do these, please. Please just over here. I should probably remove this thing to give ourselves a bit more room. So please move you down here. And then we'll just do one of these, flipped around, right here, just a bit in the middle. and please put in one of those and call you heavy oil. Request that. So lubricants are a very important thing to get up and running. I think we can do it like just like this. Doesn't really require anything. So if we do this, it shouldn't be an issue to connect it all up nicely. Or just run a line down. But this is good enough for this. And then we might actually fit in the output up here. And then figure out what we do with the heavy oil afterwards. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So we have we have a mix. Oh, it's because we're doing this strange setup. Let's do that a bit better, because we'll need a lot more. So let's change you to that. And change these around a bit. And make a much better setup than we have right now, because it's a bit messy. And I don't really like that. So there we are. Please flow down this way. You won't go that. You'll go up here. We'll take in a requested chest in the middle. Right there. And you'll request nothing, because we need nothing. But the solid fuel on the opposite side, on the other hand, so like right there, that one we can fill with all we need for that. And that will be the solid fuel. Please request that. And then we actually have a good setup for expanding down in case we need more of one of them. So that is actually quite nice. Oh, that's a horrible setup. Let's move this up a bit more, because we'll leave quite a bit of room unoccupied. And that wouldn't really be good. So let's take this, move it up there instead. And maybe move these down below instead to right here. Because then if we're lucky, we can fit in some barreling machines here up top. It's just like that. And then hook up two barrelers. I think this one is the correct one to use. If I take all of it, that is. There we are. Put you right here. And please fill up this with lubricant. And a power pole. And now we have lubricant getting produced. So right now we're producing a lot more than we were before. And how's it looking in here? Advanced circuit is still lacking. So we'll have to fill up more of the room with this. Water is the next thing we need to set up with sulfuric acid. So we can get that in barrels and fly it into these two. So where should we set up water? Oh, let's go up here. It shouldn't be that hard to do. We could actually just do it over here, because we will be removing a lot of this. So let's move you pretty much up here instead. I think here will work somewhat decently. How much do we have at the top? We have 1, 2, 3 spots. So if we do 1, 2, 3 around here, I think, and then switch it around, have water out. Then we can move all of this up to right here and hook it up on the outside, and then we have water to use for something else below. And I think that will be the best solution. And then we can actually move this barreling system here up top like we did before and just turn it that way. I know we'll probably get quite a bit of storage because of that, but that should be completely fine. But I'm quite happy that we are cleaning up this much right now, because it has been annoying me a bit how messy the base has gotten. So this is actually very, very nice. Let's clean this up. So now that this is done, then we should be able to fly it down here and start a sulfur production from down here. So if we just move this away. Pretty much moving the one out to the side and going down the middle. So you can move out here. We started right at the edge, don't we? Oh, I can't see it. Yeah, one in pretty much. Where did my man go? Where? Oh, there I am. I just lost my character. So what if we just started one in like this? Pretty much flip it that way. And all the way to the edge. Maybe leave one room. Something like that maybe. And do the same for this one. Pretty much take this away. Flip you around. Put you like... like right here. Flip you around and place you right there. Then we just need to move this a bit. Oh, whoa, we have collected a ton of things. Did not really notice that. Luckily, it's quite easy to clear out again with the help of my little robot friends. So now that is fixed. That means that if you move you, where can you fit you in but still reach? You can go right over here with no issues, I think. Yeah, let's just do it right here. And this activates more research as well. Since we learned chemical science, let's do something that doesn't require chemical science. And getting these corridors upgraded might be a good time, or a good way to make sure we can build up some more of the rest of it. So now we can actually fill this in quite easily. There we are. Get sulfur in. Where is an input? That's an input. We just need to change it to something else. Oh, not water, of course. I would like to get something much different than here. I want to get the sulfur right here, and here's some water back for you. Here's some battery. Oh, we don't really need to add the batteries. They are cheap enough as is. So if we do this, that means that these are working again with no issue, and we will be able to expand this down very, very easily. Oh. Please come to me. So now here we are. That is working exactly like I wanted to. So now we can pretty much expand down everything but sulfur over here. And we can expand the sulfur production up here if needed. Don't know why I have this one, since it's not really needed at the moment. So now things are working great. We just need to sort out some of the last things. And one of those is lubricant. I don't think it's used for that much, to be honest. Let's see. Engines, expressors, so we should probably set up... Ooh, and warp loaders. Huh. That could be cool to get in the future. So let's set up a place where we can get lubricant in. Might just do it right here in the middle. Because as soon as we have the setup, we can easily move it. And that is actually very, very nice to do it like that. So please make a blueprint of this one. For now, we'll always just move it a bit. But what if we just do it here? Might be correct. Let's get a view of my person. Let's see, is that the correct spot for what I need? Let's clear all the settings we have. And take you away and make a new blueprint. Barrel dash in. So that means we have both the blueprints we need. We have this one right over here, and it fits in. Oh, we have one room, so we can actually move it over one. And let's just do that, just to save as much space as we can. So right there. And then we'll say lubricant out, please. And request that. Right here I would like to make electric engines. And request engines in. And get that set up. So look at that. That means that this has been completely sorted. And is ready for the future. And it's easy expandable, as I want all things to be. This is also working. These are trying to keep up, but we should have more than enough of everything. Stored up, light oil, petroleum is slowly going down, so we might have to expand some of our setups in a bit. But for now, it's working. I am extremely happy with that. And now we just need to sort out more advanced circuits. Since this can keep up, we could just move all of this somewhere else. Or stack it right into the corner. That might also be a good solution for it. Also want to craft this. And since we almost have electric engines, that means we should be able to get it in a little while. So let's remove these two and get a better setup. These take so much room. It was a good idea in the beginning. Don't feel it's as good an idea anymore. And can we just check this? Can we fill in 1, 2, 3? I think we can. But I want to move it a bit. Please go just to the corner right here. And then we'll do some more above. 4, let's go through. We'll be able to power it all very easily. There we are. And then we might move electric engines from down here. And just make a few up here. So we have double of those. Don't know if we need more, but we'll check that out in just a minute. That just expanded our walkways, I think. Expanded something. And right here we can fit into more of these. And let's see if our system can handle it. As soon as this fills up, we shouldn't be needing that much anymore. We can take these, craft that. Perfect. So this actually organized this down here a lot more than it was before. Whoa. We might have to worry about our copper plate soon and start to get more of that in. Iron is looking better all the time. So we have about 100k iron. That should last us, let's see, we use about 2k a minute. So about a bit less than an hour, about 50 minutes. So we'll still have to remember to keep that production up and running. One more I want to remove, you can go away. Don't know if this one can supply enough anymore. I think that might be an issue we'll have to look at very soon. We might be able to fix it right here. What are you missing? Oh, you are missing the inserters. How could I have forgotten those? Thank God I noticed. So now we are actually moving along quite nicely. And let's just fill up the electric engines up here. I don't think it'll be a waste to have this many. At least just to get everything up and running. What else should we look at? We probably need to look at our circuits here. They also take up quite a bit of room. and they can't really keep up anymore. So, oh, these are filled up. That means that is full. We should probably also set up utility. We have process, we just need the flying robot frames and that. So what if we move you somewhere else, like in the corner, and then try and sort out the rest? Doesn't really matter that we store a lot of these things, because that is completely fine. That's what we have the robots for, and producing more is not an issue. So let's remove these two. Let's remove these two. And let's set... Oh, that's a messy inventory. And let's set up a lot more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that fits in right there. We might need to do 4, what's it called, copper wire as well. I know it's not that efficient to fly them in, but we are just going to do it for now. Until we sort it out. And then let's do copper wire right here. Please do that. And let's really, really abuse our robots by doing this. But if you look at our bonus, they can move 5 items at a time, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And our power is somewhat keeping up. We'll have to keep a close eye on that for the future. Let's just throw in some of these to make that. And the rest should be delivered if you just take that out. Don't really mind the rest being used here to get us some of this upgraded. Let's throw all this back into the system. All the things we don't need, which is a lot. And let's equip our new armor. There we are, bigger inventory, that's always good. Let's take all of this out. Can we make a better battery? Not yet, but we got a ton more room now. And that is actually very, very good. Let's do that. Let's fill in with some solar panels. Maybe up top as well, because then we have room for legs. And we can't really make the fusion reactor yet. That is something we most definitely have to sort out very, very, very soon. But the factory is looking very nice. Things are getting produced at a very, very nice rate. Let's remove you as well. Barrels are fine. These are keeping up. Oh. You can stay, of course. But other than that, things are flowing in quite nicely. How's brick looking up here? We have a bit because we are crafting them, so that should be fine. We probably need to clean up this mess because of that one right there in the middle. Kinda. Oh, more room again. That is brilliant. And the problem means that up top is starting to look a lot better as well. Let's get in our modular armor here. Let's put in those. They add a bit of fuel. I don't think it's enough. And we can actually start to make legs as well, so we can move a lot faster. So this is actually looking better and better each minute. I kind of want to make this. It just takes some grenades. So let's make that and see what it can do. How are grenades looking? Looking fine. Please make one of these. Do any of you have any experience with the warp platform portal? Oh, is it a one-time use? Oh, it's a one-use item. So that means we can probably warp back to this platform if we throw it. That's kind of what it says it does. But it could be fun to try in the future. If I get stuck far from base. So let's see here. We have sorted a lot of our fluids. I can see plastic can't keep up, and that's because they are missing something. They're missing petroleum. What's... we're out of oil. I know what I need to research. We need to get oil cracking up and running. And we most definitely need to go explore if there's any more oil to be found. And I think next episode will be us exploring the world for oil. Since, yeah, we are running dangerously low on it. So that is actually quite bad. We're actually completely out of oil. So right now we're just using the rest of our stockpile, and that is very quickly running dry. And that's halting the entire base. So I will end the episode here. Next episode we'll go do some scouting. And surprise, we haven't even seen a single biter this episode. So I don't know how far out they are, but they seem to be quite far away. So that is actually very nice. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I thought this was very good. I loved all the things we got done down here and the mess we got cleaned up. So so yeah, that is that's making me very happy. So yeah, hopefully you like and subscribe, and then I will see you in the next episode. Bye guys.